From the North Country's news station, 7 News Tonight starts now.
Tonight on 7 News, sentencing comes down for Trudy Latimer, the Felts Mills woman found guilty of possessing child pornography. Plus, at least one North Country ambulance squad is saying they will not need to shut down after new legislation is passed, paying the first responders quicker. And a program in the city of Watertown is aiming to rebuild and rehab neighborhoods one house at a time. We learn the latest as homes in the city go from vacant to vibrant. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zach Grady. U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand was welcomed by the 10th Combat Aviation Brigade Tuesday, taking a tour of the installation, visiting with soldiers and their families as the holiday approaches, and speaking with them about the chances of shipping out in the near future. 7 News reporter Sandy Torres takes us on post with the senator.
Primarily for moving soldiers in and out.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is in the North Country Tuesday, checking out the 10th Combat Aviation Brigade's aircraft. Gillibrand says this group of soldiers is getting ready for a deployment, shipping out sometime in 2024 to the Middle East in countries such as Syria.
And I'm just inspired by their courage, their commitment, and the extraordinary training they're receiving here at Fort Drum. I got to meet with Fort Drum's leadership, the command at the base.
Gillibrand says the 10th CAB's deployment to the Middle East is crucial, and it's critical for the U.S.'s posture, strength, and relationship with allies.
Really meaningful. Syria is a lot harder. As you know, your brothers and sisters that are deployed there now have already been attacked several times.
The U.S. Senator reassured the troops as well, letting them know Fort Drum's 2nd Brigade, currently deployed in the Middle East, are safe from these attacks at the moment.
Besides Senator Gillibrand announcing that 10 CAB will be deploying sometime early next year, she also came to Fort Drum to meet up with spouses and families of those soldiers who are currently overseas.
The work that they and their spouses do for this country is invaluable, and that the ability to project power abroad allows us to keep the United States safe and allows us to stand with our allies.
No official announcement about the 10th CAB's deployment has been made by the installation yet. An announcement could be coming in the future. Sandy Torres, 7 News.
Meanwhile, members of the 10th Mountain celebrated Thanksgiving a little early Tuesday as a series of feasts were hosted on post. The 1st Brigade's dining facility was decked out in a casino-themed decor for the celebration. Soldiers were treated to traditional Thanksgiving staples like turkey, stuffing, and pie. A special treat as well for the 1st Brigade, an entire roasted pig. Officials say it's the military's way of giving soldiers an authentic Thanksgiving experience when they are away from home.
These soldiers, they're away from home, they're away from their families, most of them. So they really don't have a good chance to get home and go to their families during this time frame. So it means a lot for them to be with their fellow soldiers and to be able to take a part in this.
Each dining facility sported its own unique theme. Bragging rights were on the line between each cafeteria as judging took place after dinner, competing in a number of categories. Israel has approved a proposed deal for a temporary ceasefire in the war with Hamas in exchange for the release of hostages captured in Israel on October 7th. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is in Washington tonight with the latest.
With a deal emerging to free some of the hostages held in Gaza, Israeli families are praying their loved ones will soon see the light of day once again. Israel says the government approved the outline of a plan that would initially free at least 50 hostages, women and children, over 4 days. During that time, Israel says a pause in the fighting will be held. It said the release of every additional 10 hostages will result in 1 additional day in the pause.
The Biden administration says it's been working hour by hour. 10 Americans, including a 3-year-old, are among the more than 200 hostages taken during the October 7th terror attacks.
We've been working on this intensively for weeks, as you all know. I've spoken recently about it with both the Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Amir Qatar. My team has been in the region shuttling between capitals.
Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vows Israel would press ahead with the war until it destroys Hamas's military capabilities and returns all the hostages. Israel says it wants to ensure there will be no new threat from Gaza after the October 7th terror attacks. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
A Felts Mills woman must register as a sex offender for possessing child pornography. Trudy Latimer was sentenced to 10 years probation and ordered to register as a sex offender in Jefferson County Court on Tuesday. Latimer pled guilty in March to possession of a sexual performance by a child. State police said that they were tipped in September of 2020 of possible child pornography in the home that Latimer shared with another individual, Stephen Leader. Child pornography was found during a search of the home by authorities. The couple was arrested last December. The head of a North Country ambulance squad says a new state law will make sure their services will not have to shut down. 7 News reporter Sean Brenda tells us tonight how a change in insurance money payouts will make a huge difference for first responders.
The new bill signed into law is a big win for organizations such as the Ogdensburg Volunteer Rescue Squad. For years, Chief Ken Gardner says insurance companies would give money to the person who was transported in an ambulance, but often that person would not use that money to pay the ambulance squad.
In 2022, we lost $169,000 in money that people did not turn over. So I have not done 2023, so I don't know yet, but I guarantee it's going to be up there also.
The direct pay bill was signed into law last Friday by Governor Hochul, and it now allows for insurance companies to actually pay directly to the rescue squads. Gardner says state lawmakers like Senator Mark Walczyk and Assemblyman Scott Gray were vital in getting the law passed. Assemblyman Ken Blankenbush also supported the law and in a statement said, quote, "Our dedicated EMS workers deserve to be paid directly for services they provide. This bill makes sense." Once the bill goes into effect in 2025, Gardner says it will help rescue squads pay for new equipment.
This will help us now. I mean, it's not going to make us rich. By no means is it going to make us rich, but it's going to enable us to be here for a long time, I believe, where people can relax. This rescue squad will not close.
County Director of Emergency Services Matt Denner says while this is a step in the right direction, ambulance squads still don't get back enough from Medicare and Medicaid.
Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement really hurts because when they do a transport, the reimbursement they get does nowhere near cover what the cost is.
On the opposite side, insurance companies have argued the law could allow ambulance squads to charge any price they want. Sean Brinda, 7 News.
Lewis County Health System is one step closer to being reimbursed millions of dollars from the county. The Health and Human Services Committee unanimously approved moving money in the budget to repay the hospital. $2.5 million is earmarked from this year's fund balance and another $1 million per year for the next 2 years. Money the county borrowed from the hospital in 2018 to help rebuild the Jefferson Community College Education Center. Health system officials say the money would help reopen the hospital's maternity ward.
These funds will be used for general operations, but specifically for maternity, we continue to keep working to reopen that. We had a new provider that started this Monday, so we're very excited at the possibility of moving forward with reopening.
The repayment still requires approval from Lewis County's full board of legislatures. Lewis County's outgoing district attorney is thanking the community as results are now final in that race. Leanne Moser lost a close race to challenger Jeffrey Tompkins. In a statement released Tuesday, Moser said she reached out to Tompkins to congratulate him and welcome him and his family to Lewis County. Moser went on to say that it has been a privilege to serve for 16 years in the community that she was raised in, and to be surrounded by family, friends, and colleagues working together to provide justice and safety. The statement does not mention any future plans she may have. We'll head over now to the Weather Center, and we'll check in with John Kubis for our first look at the forecast as we head into the holiday.
Hey, Zach, a bit messy outside right now, in certain locales anyways. Some of us dealing with that mixed bag of precipitation. I anticipate temperatures will be on the rise later on tonight, so everything should be quickly transitioning over to rain. Some rain showers tomorrow, mainly in the morning, but I think tomorrow is just going to be a cloudy day, and Thanksgiving's looking rather quiet as well. With that being said, a chilly weekend on tap. All right, let's check the maps. First weather brought to you by Doors Plus and Adams Center. There you see the colors on your television screen here in the North Country. That low pressure is weakening and transferring its energy off the coast, so things will begin to quiet on down after midnight tonight. So we'll talk more about that. We'll check the weekend too here in a bit. Zach, let's send it back to you.
Thanks, John. Still to come tonight, Mel Busler's in the building. He's got your North Country Sports Report.
Hey, Zach, we'll check in on the General Brown girls basketball team. That story in sports.
Plus, a bill in the state assembly takes an inventory of unused buildings on SUNY campuses, looking to either repurpose them or have them demolished. When 7 News continues.
From the North Country's news station, you're watching 7 News Tonight with Garrett Dumbluski. Tonight's weather with John Kubis. And your North Country sports with Mel Busler.
The evening winners for Tuesday, the lotto numbers, the daily 559 and the win 4 8257. A bill proposed in the state assembly aims to get ahead of one problem that lawmakers say the state frequently runs into with its older buildings. 7 News reporter Lexi Bruning has more on legislation that could help save buildings across SUNY campuses.
We have excess structures, and not just on SUNY Potsdam, but on campuses SUNY-wide.
It's called the Excess Building Asset Inventory and Repurposing Act. The bill, proposed in the state assembly, would create a list of empty buildings across SUNY and establish a study to find ways for communities to repurpose them, like creating a daycare or more housing. It's an idea Assemblyman Scott Gray came up with in September as he watched SUNY Potsdam President Suzanne Smith announce a restructuring plan to dig the school out of a $9 million deficit.
Had a discussion with President Smith at the time, and I asked her, I said, would relief of some of these empty structures that you have help you? And the answer was overwhelmingly yes.
7 News reported Monday SUNY Potsdam is set to demolish Dunn Hall in 2025. The building once housed the Crane School of Music until it moved in 1973. While the building is used for other purposes, a state inspection found it's quickly deteriorating. Gray says he hopes this bill will start the conversation with local communities and the state about finding other uses for empty buildings. He says demolition should be a last resort for buildings like Dunn Hall.
This is a perfect opportunity, and what it does is that it really relieves the individual institutions of some of their O&M cost for these buildings that are essentially vacant.
O&M meaning operation and maintenance costs like heating and lighting. Gray says New York State has a history of ignoring empty buildings, referencing the abandoned Psych Center in Ogdensburg and North Country prisons, which have sat vacant for a couple years now. On SUNY campuses, he wants to be proactive.
Understanding the fact that we're going to have to take care of those properties sooner rather than later, so let's get in front of that and let's see what that looks like.
A spokesperson for SUNY says it is reviewing the bill. Lexi Bruning, 7 News.
From vacant to vibrant, some homes near completion as part of the first round of the Vacant Homes Redevelopment Initiative in the city of Watertown. In the past, the city would auction off foreclosed properties to the highest bidder, unsure of what would come next. This initiative gives the city more control over that process. The first round of the program included 8 houses to be rehabbed.
We've had properties in the past where we've just auctioned them off, and after that happens, you don't really know what's going to happen with them. A lot of times, real minimal improvements will be made, and you don't get the quality of work like we see here.
Lumbus says the city is making money with the program through property taxes. A second round is underway, looking to get more houses inside the city back into better shape. John Kubis is back after the break with your full forecast.
Now, tonight's weather.
Mainly rain outside, but a couple of spots still dealing with that wintry mix. Let's check the maps. Satellite and Doppler radar, or actually just the radar. And as we zoom on in, Jefferson County, virtually all rain. Potentially a little bit of pink, Tug Hill Plateau, so that's indicating to me anyways, some light freezing rain. Over towards Star Lake and Tupper Lake, potentially a little bit of snow, a little bit of a mix, and some pink in northern portions of St. Lawrence County. But things should eventually change over to all rain in just a couple of hours. Widening out the view, low pressure located west of Buffalo. It's weakened quite a bit, and notice more in the way of organized precipitation way downstate, down towards the Big Apple, and also Long Island as well. This low is transferring its energy off the coast, so things kind of slowing down, winding down for us here in the North Country. 41 degrees, some rain, winds from the southeast at 5, pressure 2994. It has been falling a bit, but it will be on the rise during the day tomorrow. Futurecast is showing us overnight tonight, mainly rain. Tomorrow morning, best chance of any rain shower activity on our Wednesday. I think we keep it cloudy on Wednesday as well, and there might be a shower or two coming tomorrow afternoon. Still a bit breezy, think south of Watertown, south of Fort Drum, mainly Tug Hill Plateau, and also towards the Adirondacks. Overnight tonight, wind gusts maybe 30 to 35 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, things begin to calm down a bit, and winds go very light tomorrow afternoon. As far as your lows tonight, I think we've already hit them in the 30s. Temperatures will be climbing. Any wintry mix will change over to rain. Same deal for you in Lewis County overnight, more of the same. Any wintry mix to all rain. Early lows in the 30s, but temperatures on the climb. In St. Lawrence County overnight, wintry mix changing to all rain. Temperatures will be on the rise, and I think we'll just be dealing with some clouds during the day tomorrow. There might be a couple of rain showers tomorrow morning, and then maybe potentially tomorrow afternoon as well. Let's check out that forecast for tomorrow. Notice at 9 a.m. in Canton, you'll be in the upper 30s, maybe a rain shower. Mid-40s here in the city, upper 30s in Lowville. During the afternoon, kind of what you see is what you get. Temperature's not moving all that much, but there might be a stray rain shower or two in certain locales. Thanksgiving, looking quiet, maybe a rain shower, highs around 41. Pretty strong cold front moves on through Thursday night, and that really sets the stage for a cold Friday. Upper 20s and partly sunny skies. Lower 30s on Saturday and partly sunny, maybe a rain shower on Sunday. Potentially some rain and snow on Monday and Tuesday, potentially dealing with some lake effect snow. That's all I have for now. Coming up next, Mel has sports. Stay tuned.
Now your North Country Sports.
Time for your Toyota Sports Report. The college signing season continuing with the latest one happening just down the street from where I'm standing. Watertown High School, the site is Alexandra Machutek, signs a letter of intent to play Division I lacrosse at Bucknell. The talented student athlete says Bucknell has everything she's looking for in a college.
Well, I tell everybody that from the moment I stepped on the campus, I just knew it was the right fit for me. It's a place where I know I can succeed on the athletic field and academically, and I'm just super excited and grateful for the opportunity to be able to go there. And I, wouldn't be able to do it without the support of my family, friends, teammates, coaches, everybody that's been along this journey with me.
Just a culmination of Alexandra's hard work, discipline, just knowing where she wanted to go and what she wanted to do and pursuing her dream. I'm beyond proud, excited, maybe a little nervous, but I just have to thank everyone and everyone who's involved in her journey. This is just a remarkable day.
Watertown girls lacrosse coach Taylor Purvis feels Bucknell is getting an exceptional student athlete in Alexandra.
She's constantly trying to get better. She's a leader. She's an all-around great person. She's kind. She's a role model for our youth program right now. So Bucknell is honestly getting probably, I always say, one of those athletes that any coach is going to be really lucky to have.
I always remember practicing in the yard with my sister. She has always been there for me. We've always practiced together, so I owe a lot of my success to her, and it's just super exciting. And again, I'm really thankful and ready for this next chapter.
Alexandra Machutek will continue her success both on the lacrosse field and in the classroom at Bucknell. The General Brown Lions girls basketball team is coming off a successful 2022-23 season that saw it go deep into the postseason. What will this season bring? Rob Crone visited the Lions' Den.
The Lady Lions are coming off a season that saw them post a 20-3 record, 5-0 in the Frontier League B division, and make it to the Section 3 Class B semifinals where they lost to West Hill. But with the departure of the team's top 3 scorers to graduation, Coach Janelle Ferris's squad will have a different look this season.
Definitely a different look this year. We have a lot of juniors that came up. We lost quite a few, 6 seniors last year. We've got 3 or 4 returning players, and the rest are brand new from the JV squad.
The Lady Lions are a deep squad this season with 12 players on the roster, something that has the players feeling optimistic about what lies ahead with a tough non-league and Frontier League schedule on the horizon.
I'm super excited about this year. I'm really interested to see how far we're going to go this year because we did lose a lot of people last year, and I'm going to see who steps up this year.
We've been working together as a team for a long time. We've been playing together in AAU. We're going to have to work together, look for each other on the court. We lost Leah Ferris, which is big inside, so we're going to have to use the outside this year.
We have some big shoes to fill. We lost 4 key seniors last year. They all started. We're going to have to work together, work hard, and practice every day.
Ferris says the key to the team's success, in her eyes, centers around the confidence this young team builds in their game as the season progresses.
Just because they're coming from GB, they don't have a ton of varsity experience, a lot of them. So they're right now a little timid and a little kind of shell-shocked, but I think with some confidence and, seeing some success, we'll be okay.
General Brown opens its season on December 2nd when they play host to Utica Notre Dame in a non-league contest. Rob Crone, 7 News Sports.
Tonight's NFL scoreboards NFL local scoreboards brought to you by Doors Plus. Located in Adams Center, quality products, professional services throughout the North Country, including Jefferson, Lewis, St. Lawrence counties, specializing in garage door repair and installation for both residential and commercial applications, an open door and also a closed door policy for your garage. Give Doors Plus a call. Well, checking out men's college basketball action tonight, it was SUNY Potsdam over SUNY Canton, a battle of SUNYs, 76-71. Women's college basketball, Clarkson over SUNY Buffalo, 79-73. SUNY Canton defeat Bryan and Stratton, 86-44. And it was Potsdam, a 60-51 winner over Russell Sage. In women's college hockey, Clarkson defeats Syracuse 4-1. Potsdam over Trine by that same 4-1 score. Nolan Hickman scored 12 of his team-high 19 points after halftime. Graham Ike and Anton Watson posted double-doubles to lead number 11 Gonzaga to a 76-57 win over Syracuse in a loser's bracket game at the Maui Invitational. The Bulldogs got 16 points, 14 rebounds from Ike, 12 points, 13 boards from Watson. Ike, a 6'9" redshirt junior forward, also came up with 4 steals. Ryan Nembard added 11 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. The game featured a pair of coaches on opposite ends of their career. Mark Few is in his 25th season at Gonzaga and is the winningest active coach in Division I, while Adrian Autry has 3 wins in his first season as Syracuse coach. Judah Mintz had 22 points, J.J. Starling 15 for Syracuse. Turning to football, Washington moved ahead of Florida State and into college football playoff position. Coming in 4th in the latest rankings, the selection committee's top 3 remain the same, with Georgia first, followed by Big Ten rivals Ohio State and Michigan. Buckeyes, Wolverines face off Saturday in Ann Arbor. Michigan, Washington had been stuck in 5th for the first 3 weeks of the rankings behind Florida State. But the Huskies added another victory against a ranked team last week at Oregon State. Florida State stayed unbeaten too, though the Seminoles lost quarterback Jordan Travis to a season-ending left leg injury. Well, that's it for now. We're going to stop, pay some bills. When we come back, Zach Grady. He owns a lot of sneakers. I may do a story on that. He's up next.
For Mel and John, this has been 7 News Tonight. Thank you for joining us. Mackenzie, Beth, and Emily back in the morning for 7 News.